Many assume that wealth comes from a major breakthrough. In reality, it stems from small, consistent, often dull actions that rarely get mentioned. Ever noticed how some individuals in their 40s and beyond seem to grow wealth effortlessly, while others earning similar salaries continue to struggle from paycheck to paycheck? The difference isn't luck or inheritance, it's the behind-the-scenes actions of the 1% while the majority chase fast financial fixes. After turning 40, a harsh reality sets in. Time is no longer our greatest asset. Financial slip-ups that were recoverable at 25 begin to feel permanent by 45. What turned everything around for me wasn't some windfall or stroke of genius. It was this. Wealth comes from consistent, seemingly minor habits that are often overlooked. The wealthy aren't doing anything groundbreaking, they're simply doing the basics, over and over, quietly. These 17 habits reshaped my financial life at a point when I feared it might be too late. Whether you feel behind, overwhelmed, or just want to feel more secure with your money, this video is for you. Before we begin, drop a quick, "I'm ready for financial freedom" in the comments. That small gesture is exactly what separates the top 1%, the willingness to act no matter how small, and let those actions compound over time. Let's walk through the 17 tiny habits that built my wealth, and can build yours too, if you're prepared to do what most won't. Habit 1. I automatically pay myself first. Many people approach wealth in reverse. They pay all their bills, then try to save whatever remains. But more often than not, there's nothing left. Expenses eat up the rest. The key isn't more willpower or income, it's changing the system. The wealthy don't save what's left over. They spend what's left after saving. Setting automatic transfers to savings and investments as soon as your paycheck arrives bypasses the mental tug-of-war. Imagine earning $5,000 a month and auto-saving $1,000. That's $60,000 over 5 years, without lifting a finger. Add compounding, and the numbers grow further. By automating your saving, building wealth becomes effortless. You no longer rely on discipline, your system works for you. It also removes the monthly guilt of not saving enough. What remains is yours to spend freely, giving you freedom, not restriction. Habit 2. I distance myself from the wrong crowd. When I got serious about money, I realized it wasn't just my habits holding me back, it was the people around me. I was focused on saving, while they were planning expensive getaways. I'd be researching investments, and they'd be gossiping. You've probably heard, you're the average of the 5 people you spend time with. I dismissed that as fluff until I looked closer. The people I hung around struggled with the same money issues year after year. Financial stress. Living paycheck to paycheck. Fear of making changes. Our financial habits are contagious. If everyone treats $7 lattes and maxed out cards as normal, that becomes your standard too. I didn't cut anyone off. I simply shifted my influences. I listened to financial podcasts like Choose FI and The Money Guy Show, read The Millionaire Next Door, and engaged with wealth-focused YouTube channels. My mindset began shifting. I saw frugality not as a sacrifice but as a tool. I stopped seeing debt as a given and began treating it like an emergency. Habit 3. I document every win, big or small. Most people obsess over their failures. I started tracking my wins. In the early days of changing my habits, it felt like I was getting nowhere. My bank balance was creeping up slowly. My debt still loomed large. Then, one night, I casually wrote, "Paid off entire credit card this month." That tiny moment felt huge. I'd made progress, I just wasn't acknowledging it. Now, I keep a progress archive. Any achievement, clearing a debt, investing for the first time, saving money on a bill, goes in there. This habit rebuilt my financial self-esteem and created momentum. Seeing even 10 tiny wins documented reminds me that I'm moving forward. I keep it simple, just notes on my phone with dates. Habit 4. I practice gratitude every day. Even after making financial progress, I often felt empty. I thought saving and investing would bring peace, but I still found myself anxious and stressed. That's when I realized I was fixing my money, but not my mind. I heard someone say, gratitude isn't a feeling, it's a muscle. That hit hard. I had never tried to train gratitude. So I started writing down 3 small wins daily. Compliments at work, resisting impulse buys, my car not breaking down. Research shows our brains focus more on problems than positives. That might have helped us survive in the wild, but now it ruins our peace of mind. We zoom in on the 5% loss instead of the 12% gain. This isn't toxic positivity. It's giving proper attention to what is going well. Over time, my brain started noticing the good automatically. Gratitude didn't add dollars to my bank account. It gave me the emotional strength to stay the course. Habit 5. I automated my entire money system. Once I cleaned up my finances, I learned the biggest threat wasn't bills. It was me. Forgetting, procrastinating, or overthinking small daily choices derailed my plan. So I automated everything: investments, savings, bill payments, even donations. I removed myself from the equation. Money flows exactly where it should, every month, without my involvement. A study by Duke University revealed that nearly half our actions are habits. Automation leverages this. It ensures your financial plan doesn't depend on willpower. It protects your progress from moments of weakness. Apps like Mint or Personal Capital help monitor everything, while your bank's autopay features take care of the rest. The peace of mind this brings is incredible. No more anxiety about due dates or missed contributions. Habit 6. I set clear financial goals with deadlines. I want to save money is vague. That was my old goal, and it led nowhere. I needed clarity. So I changed it to, I want to save $25,000 for a house down payment by December 2026. Suddenly I had direction. I broke it down to $695 per month for 36 months. Now it was measurable, trackable, real. This clarity eliminated that constant doubt about progress. Studies confirm specific goals with timelines are up to 90% more likely to be achieved. Whether it's paying off debt, investing more, or making a big purchase, putting a number and a deadline on it transforms your mindset. Habit 7. I audit my spending using just 3 categories. I tried using complex budgeting tools with charts and alerts. I quit within a week. Too much noise. So I created a simple system, 3 categories: needs, rent, groceries, utilities; wants, takeout, streaming, non-essentials; future, investments, courses, health, long-term tools. That's it. Monthly, I review where my money went. I often found that wants were eating into my future. I didn't cut everything. I simply recalibrated. This isn't about restriction, it's about alignment. Experts like Ramit Sethi advocate similar systems because simplicity increases consistency. The big takeaway: percentages matter more than dollars. Habit 8. I learn one new financial concept weekly. For years, I learned about money the hard way, by making mistakes. Then I thought, what if I treated money like a skill? So I began learning one new thing about money every week. A video, a podcast, an article, a chapter from a book like The Psychology of Money. Just one insight weekly. Instead of scrolling endlessly, I filled that time with financial learning. Over time, I understood terms like tax loss harvesting and expense ratios. This small habit gave me knowledge that prevented big mistakes later on. Research shows that financially literate individuals accumulate significantly more wealth. Each new concept built on the last, creating a stronger foundation for future decisions. Habit 9. I stopped caring what people think of my money. Whenever I did something new with money, I heard a voice: do I seem cheap now? Sometimes, others said it out loud. Friends mocked my choices, relatives questioned my lifestyle. Then I asked, will these people pay my bills when I retire? The answer, of course, was no. Most people live trapped by trying to impress others, and it costs them their freedom. Real confidence is making money decisions aligned with your values, not society's expectations. Studies show the truly wealthy live well below their means. They prioritize peace over appearance. And interestingly, as I became more grounded, I attracted people who respected my mindset instead of mocking it. Habit 10. I learned to say no without feeling bad about it. For a long time, I said yes to everything. Social events, favors, extra work, last-minute requests. I thought it made me helpful and generous. In reality, I was overwhelmed, exhausted, and losing control of my time, health, and money. That's when I discovered the yes trap. Every time you agree to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're indirectly saying no to rest, focus, and financial growth. I started using a simple test. Does this get me closer to the financial life I want? If the answer was no, then so was I. No guilt. Time expert Laura Vanderkam emphasizes that saying no to the wrong things creates room to say yes to the right ones. With fewer distractions, I finally had the time and energy to invest in myself and my money. This shift helped me reclaim hours each week, and that time led to learning new skills, saving more, and finding new income opportunities. Psychologists call this boundary setting, and it's essential for long-term success. Habit 11. I invest in myself as if I'm the asset. When I first heard, invest in yourself, I assumed it meant reading or taking courses. Now I see it much differently. I am the engine of my future wealth. What I do today shapes who I become years from now. I began taking care of my body and mind, joining a gym, eating better, improving my sleep with the Sleep Cycle app. I took online courses in digital marketing. I worked on my mental health. And yes, I kept learning about money. These investments gave me sharper focus, better decision-making, and even new income. My digital skills led to a $2,000 per month consulting gig. I saved $140 monthly just by renegotiating my bills using skills I had learned. Charlie Munger said it best. The best investment you can make is in yourself. I started viewing books, therapy, courses, and healthy meals not as expenses, but as compound assets. Habit 12. I built multiple income streams, slowly. For years, my entire life depended on a single paycheck. It felt fine, until the unexpected hit. One crisis or job loss would have collapsed my entire financial life. That's when I committed to creating multiple income streams, one at a time. I didn't go all in or quit my job. I started with one question: what do I already know that people would pay for? I began helping friends organize their finances. That grew into referrals and an online service. Eventually, I built a $37 budget template on Gumroad. Then I added consulting. Then passive investment income through ETFs like VTI and SET. One by one, I built financial safety nets. Research shows millionaires average 7 income streams, not from hustling nonstop, but by diversifying smartly. And each stream taught me something that helped create the next. Habit 13. I simplify daily decisions to focus on the big stuff. Did you know we make about 35,000 decisions a day? Many are small but mentally draining. What should I wear? What should I eat? Which app should I use? To avoid decision fatigue, I simplified anything repetitive. I wear a similar outfit each weekday. I rotate 3 lunch meals. My bills are on autopay. I organize finances the same day each month. It's not about being rigid, it's about freeing mental space. Every decision I don't make lets me focus better on money and creativity. Research backs this. Cutting even a few small daily decisions boosts mental energy and leads to better choices. I use systems like meal prep, routine templates, and automation, all of which protect me from fatigue-driven mistakes like impulse buys. Habit 14. I network with purpose, not just out of habit. I used to think networking was just socializing. But I learned that the speed of your growth depends on the people around you, especially with money. So I stopped waiting to meet interesting people randomly and started being intentional. I sought out growth-minded people who shared ideas, goals, and experiences. But I didn't just show up asking for help. I brought value. I'd ask, "How can I be useful to you?" instead of, "Can you help me?" Networking expert Keith Ferrazzi calls this the give before you get principle, and it changes everything. These connections open doors to unexpected opportunities, partnerships, and mentorships. Harvard research shows that weak ties, people outside your close circle, are responsible for most new opportunities. I joined groups like Bogleheads and local investment meetups. My network started working for me. Habit 15. I took action even before I felt fully ready. For years, I told myself, I'll invest once I understand everything. I'll start a business when I'm sure it'll succeed. That moment never came. Then I realized, I never waited to be 100% ready to accept my first job, become a parent, or learn to drive. So why wait with money? I adopted a new rule. If it's important and I understand the basics, I take action. Even if I'm unsure. Even if I'm nervous. Even if it's small. That's how I made my first investment in a Vanguard index fund. Launched my first product. Negotiated my first deal. Took the first step. Sometimes it failed, but I learned far more from doing than from researching. Studies show action-oriented people build wealth faster. Not because they're reckless, but because they move forward instead of getting stuck in planning. I now aim for minimum viable progress. Instead of perfect plans, I start small. $50 instead of $500. A simple version instead of a polished product. Each step fuels the next. Habit 16. I talk openly about money with people I trust. For most of my life, money was a taboo topic. My family avoided it. Friends only brought it up to complain. My partner and I only discussed it during emergencies. Then I asked, how can I improve if I treat money like a secret? Once I started opening up, everything changed. I asked friends who were doing well how they handled budgeting. I swapped strategies with coworkers. I had real talks with my partner about long-term goals. These conversations didn't breed comparison. They sparked clarity and collaboration. Research from the Financial Therapy Association shows that regular money talks reduce stress by 70% and improve decision-making. Today, I have a small circle of people I can speak with honestly, and it's incredibly freeing. Habit 17. I focus on 1% progress each month. At first, I wanted to fix everything in 90 days. Clear my debt, save, invest, and travel. Naturally, I burned out. Then I discovered the 1% rule. Every month, I aim to improve just one thing financially. Raise my investment by 1%. Cut a small expense. Learn one strategy. Clean up a budget line. These tiny improvements compound. No guilt. No burnout. Just steady, sustainable change. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, writes that 1% gains lead to massive change over time. Monthly progress creates lasting transformation. I track mine in a simple spreadsheet, one line at a time. Some months, I learn something new. Other months, I earn or save more. The result? A compounding effect most people never experience because they aim too high, too fast, and quit. None of these 17 habits is flashy. None of them will make you rich overnight. But practiced with consistency, they create something far more powerful: stability, peace, and financial freedom. Most people wait for a windfall, a raise, a win, a miracle. But real wealth, in my experience, comes from quiet, consistent actions done faithfully over time. You don't need to start with all 17. Pick one. Master it. Then add another. Slowly, surely, you'll build a foundation stronger than you imagined. Now I'd love to hear from you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how valuable were these habits to you? Which one are you starting with? Drop your rating and choice in the comments. I read every one, and your reply might help someone else too.